Hello and welcome to another pen video. I thought today I would actually talk about pen meets or pen clubs. We just had our latest pen club at the London, UK Fountain Pen Club, and I thought I'd just go over and show you sort of. I wasn't able to take any video footage at the pen club, but I was able to take a load of photos, and thought I'd really just sort of discuss what pen club meetups are like. I know a lot of people in the pen community that I talk to have never been to a pen club meet before. Some have gone to pen shows. Still, not that many have. So I thought this might be the opportunity to show some of you how a pen club works, and likewise to be able to sort of maybe experience it without actually going to one and see what you're missing. So our London UK Fountain Pen Club, we meet once a month. It's normally the first Saturday in April. And each pen club varies based on venue, based on when in the month it is, or how many times you meet up. Maybe some pen clubs are maybe every other month, some maybe are every couple of weeks even. We tend to meet up at midday at a place called Beer Schenke, which is the Munich Beer Hall in London. And it opens on a Saturday at midday, and we're typically there from midday until around about 3:30, so about 3.5 hours. And we'll typically arrive around midday. Most of us we'll grab some drinks, either alcoholic or non-alcoholic, depending on which you fancy. Some of us will order food if we want to as well. Some won't. And then we'll just get our pens out and we'll just start talking about the pens, whether or not it's pens we've had in our collection for a very long period of time, or whether or not it's new pens. Maybe like some of us will showcase some of the pens that we've had more recently. So maybe that we've purchased in the last month since the last pen club meetup, or maybe the last couple of months. Not everybody goes every single month. Like some people will skip a month or two. Some people will go religiously every month to the pen club. So it's a good place to actually experience pens that maybe you haven't tried before. Likewise inks as well, or notebooks, or paper. Most people will bring not all of their pen collection with them, but at least some of the pens from their collection. Most of them will be inked up, but it really depends on the person and the pens that they have. But it tends to be that you can test pens that maybe you want to purchase in the future, and or you want to try a certain width of nib, be it an extra fine or a broad or a stub, maybe even an italic nib or a custom grind nib. So some pen clubs will also have people that can work on nibs too. They may or may not be nibmeisters or more experienced nibmeisters, but they may still be able to smooth out a nib or improve the ink flow or the wetness on a nib. Personally, I've not had that many issues with my Visconti nibs. The only thing that I've had in the last year is that some of the Visconti Palladium nibs come writing a little dry. So I will floss them with a bit of brass shim just to widen the gap between the tines and improve ink flow. So it really just depends on like some clubs will have nibmeisters there, and some will have someone that maybe is just experienced in nib tuning. So it's always good to ask ahead of time, see if somebody will be there that can do something like that for you. But it's a great place to be able to try new pens, new nibs, new ink, and experience something that you don't have. It might be something that you're looking to get in the future, or it may be something that you had no idea that suddenly you now want. So it can also be quite an enabling place to go to. And also a lot of time, like the food is good, and the drink is good, and the company is good. So it's always like, as you find online, like the fountain pen community is normally quite a welcoming one. So yeah, if you can get along to a pen club, certainly try it out. So I'm just going to show you a few of the pens that I took with me to the pen club yesterday, and like I took I think it was 40 pens that I've got here that I'll show you, and here's just a few of the pens that I'll show you. I took my Visconti Watermark. See if I can zoom in a little bit here, so you can see these a little bit better. And that's just a lovely sterling silver. Well, it's a sterling silver pen with a 0.3 microns of palladium plating. So the silver doesn't tarnish. So it's got quite a shiny look to it. And then I'll show you a few of the Opera Masters as well. So we have the Opera Master Golden Dust, and you can see here that there's just so much gold that just shimmers in the body. So when I take these to our pen club, there is no pen that I normally take with me that is off bounds. So no matter what the price of the pen is, whether or not it's a cheap pen or whether or not it's an expensive pen, I will take them there. So anybody can, like, if you're only experienced with a TWSBI or any other sort of cheaper, even a Chinese fountain pen or something, you can get to try some of these pens. So, and I know a lot of other fountain pen clubs are very much like that as well. So that's the River Thames from Visconti. This is the Visconti Luna. This is a Goulet Pens exclusive. This is a rather nice glittery pen. There is the Visconti Camelot, which is a superb pen. This is actually chainmail links on the pen, so you can see sort of how detailed this pen is. It's just absolutely amazing, and I absolutely love and adore this pen. It's not as heavy as I thought it would be, actually. I then have I also showed off the Visconti Belgique. So this actually has, you can see there, the lion there, and also a crown above it and below it as well. It's such an amazing pen. Now this has got a broad nib on it. And there's a very expensive Visconti, which is the Ecstasy d'Aude. And you can see here, you see the gold shimmer actually in the black material there. It is you don't see that under every sort of lighting, but that is a quite a remarkable pen as well from Visconti, and you can see that the Aude. I also took a lot of people were writing with my London Fog. People absolutely love this. Whenever I bring this pen with me, people absolutely love not only looking at it but writing with it. And I have a 1.3 stub on this one, so it's quite a large pen, large nib, I should say. And then one of my newer acquisitions is the Visconti Silver Dust, and when inked, that is just absolutely stunning. Quite a lot of people actually wrote with this. The ink level is actually reduced quite a lot, actually. So that actually got a very long amount of time in terms of writing with it with people. I have my Visconti Florentine Hills. I know this is a favourite also of many people. Very similar to the London Fog, but in a green instead, and it's supposed to picture the hills from Florentine or Florence, effectively in Italy. There's the Caput Mundi as well, and this is Caput Mundi, I believe, is the Rome is the capital of the world, is what it basically translates to, and this is like a semi-transparent or translucent body there. So you can just about see the ink and the piston, the O-ring here. It's a rather nice pen as well. And then a recent addition that I got this last month was the Visconti Jade, which again is very similar but just in a jade colour, and also comes with a gemstone, gemstone on the finial. So that was like 12 of my Viscontis that I took with me. So that's one of the Visconti cases, and then I'll show you one of the other Visconti cases that I took. And normally I'll take 2 or 3 of these cases with me. This case is like a silk case, similar to the blue one that I just had. Lovely case. So here, I took a varying amount of pens with me. So I took, this is a Bronze Age Marzi, painted via airbrush from Claudio Marzi. And such a stunning pen. So it's a standard Bronze Age made of a combination of lava from Mount Etna with resin, and it creates a very hard and warming surface. So that's the, I'll zoom in a little bit and you can see that a little bit more, but you can see the Mount Etna picture on here is just stunning. It's all airbrushed. There's also a Visconti Metropolitan platinum version, and this is the stacked celluloid with the because it's a Divine, it has the silver rods going through for the divine proportion as well. And again, that is such a stunning pen when it catches the light with this stacked celluloid. It's again, it's another one of my favourite pens. I took a Medici with me, which is Visconti Medici, and this one I absolutely love. It has this very special like wood effect or wood grain effect in the body there. It's just amazing. So I let people play with that. That's got a double broad on, inked up with SBRE brown ink from Akamon. And again, like the chatoyance there on the pen just shines through when you have it in light. So I'll let people not only write with the pen but also play with the pen and photograph it as well. At the end of the day, people want to take photos of pens and put them on Instagram or Reddit or where else. So I allow people to do that as well, providing they hand the pen back at the end of the day. This is the Visconti di Carli Palacio. Again, such a stunning pen. I've reviewed this recently. It actually has the palace, you can see here, on literally inscribed onto the barrel of the pen. It's amazing. And it has this, what they call, Visconti call yellow dawn swirls, orange swirls. Again, absolutely stunning pen. People love this when I bring this pen out. I also took the Visconti Voyager with me, the Honey Almond. This is a cartridge converter pen. Again, it's lovely swirls, and it's a lovely pen. So I took that with me. And the Visconti Uffizi, which has a sterling silver overlay here on the body. This has a broad nib. So again, like it's a green color, sort of. It's got quite an interesting pattern of like flakes in it in the material, but it's a lovely pen, and you can see here the sterling silver overlay is just stunning. Zoom out a bit. And I also took a couple of Arcos with me. I had my ASC Ogiva Arco Celluloid, and these are always very popular. People love to photograph these and try these out because you can just see there the Arco is just so lovely. So that's the Ogiva, and I had also the Bologna as well, which is a much larger pen. But you can just see again the Arco is absolutely stunning. As you rotate it, the light catches it in so many different ways. You can see there, and it's actually polished with a beeswax compound to make it look that shiny. And this is a very large pen. As you can see, it will literally only just fit in the case. It's that large. And then I've got some Pelicans here. So I took my Pelican M800 Renaissance Brown. That tends to be quite a favourite from people as well. And you can see that it's almost like a rock salt or cracked ice in the body and the material there, and the barrel, the cap. It's just stunning, and the light again catches it. These tend to be very popular pens. The Pelican, this was a new one of mine more recently, was it's an older model, it's the Vibrant Blue from Pelican, the M805. But again, it's that same sort of like rock salt, cracked ice type effect. But it's in a blue colour, and it is also semi-translucent. So you can see here, you can just about see through the cap as well. A bit harder to see in this light here, but it's definitely, you can see the darker areas here, which is the section, and you've got the nib. So that's a pen that becomes quite popular as well amongst people. And then you've got the newer M805 Ocean Swirl. And this has had a mixed response because some people don't like the darkened areas of the pen. But you see here when you rotate it, it's just a lovely green. But there are darker areas. I think, to be honest, I got a very good matching here of light and dark. And in the dark areas as well as the light areas, I suppose to really just show the varying depths of the ocean and how the ocean changes. So it won't be as light and bright all the way around the pen like the Renaissance Brown or the Vibrant Blue. And then another very special pen of mine is the M800, and this is the Royal Gold Rawdon. And this has abalone shell Rawdon applied in those gold stripes. And then you have the signature of the artist there. But again, as you rotate it, you can see the sort of shimmering effect from that. So that was another pen that I took with me. So that's what, 24 pens there. And then I'll show you, I've got a couple more that a couple of new pen pouches that I took with me. And I'll show you these. I'll just put this one aside for one moment. And we'll have all these. So this one was pens that I didn't take inked up with me. So all of these are actually uninked pens, but these are some Visconti Divinas. I'll zoom in a bit. So this is the Desert Springs, and this is a lovely pen of mine that I do like a lot. Again, it's got this like sand effect in the body that glistens and shimmers. So I took that with me. I also took the now a lot of people get this confused. Like there is a Blue Elegance version of this, and this is actually the Typhon Blue, and you can kind of see here that there's a. If I try to zoom in a little bit more, you'll see that there's this like typhoon swirl pattern around part of the body. Like you have that in the Blue Elegance, the shimmer effect there, but then when you rotate it, you'll then see this sort of typhoon type black within the blue, and that's another Divina that I really like a lot. You see it there. I also have the Divina Elegance Green. So if you like being Irish, for instance, Irish Green. This is another one, and it just shimmers depending on how the light affects it. And this is a rose gold finish with the bars in as well. So that's a lovely pen I took with me. But again, not inked. And then I have the brown version as well. And that again is just very nice with the chatoyance there on the body. It's just amazing. So again, you get dark areas and you get light areas. So a few people took some photos of that. There's also another stacked celluloid. This is the Wall Street limited edition, and again you can just see this is a very wet, juicy wet 1.3 stub. But you can see here how it just the body just glistens there with the stacked celluloid. Just rotate it around. It's just amazing. So that's always a favourite. I also took a few more. These are Millennium Arcs. So these have similar to like the Conklin lever system. So basically, you depress this and it fills the pen up. And these are the Moonlight edition. So this is the green one. Again, just absolutely stunning, the chatoyance there. You can tell I like chatoyance in my pens. And it's the Burgundy version. Again, it's just very chatoyant there. And these come with the CR18 nibs. So these I'll show you are the round, the tubular nibs from Visconti. These ones. And then have the blue one, which again, this is a Typhoon blue. So you can see a little bit more here, the Typhoon blue effect. This is more of like a black and light blue here. But these Typhoon type swirls that are going on in the body. So I took that pen with me as well. So that's what 3, 6, 8 pens there. Another 8 pens. And then here are the final 8 pens. So let me unwrap this and I'll show you the final. And these were more cheaper pens. So if I zoom out a little bit more. So I took a number of TWSBIs with me, and people always like the Shimmertastic inks. So this one here, so these are TWSBI Diamond 580s, and I believe this one is probably Majestic Purple that I have in here. Sorry, not Majestic Purple. Diamond Shimmertastic Purple Pizzazz. And then I have another one here, which I think is Wine Divine. It's like a red with some gold shimmer in it. This one has pink glitz, and you can see all the glitter there in the TWSBI. All of these TWSBIs have a 1.5mm stub on them. And then this one is the chocolate brown version, or the cocoa Shimmertastic. Yeah, you can just see the gold glitter there. There you go. Just stunning. And there were a couple of pen BBSs that I took. So there's this one. These are the same model. These are the 308 pen BBSs, just with acrylic. But again, like they're called the Hawaiian Gradient, and you can just see how stunning again chatoyance there on like the cracked ice effect. So there's the blue one. And then there's a green one. So if I just show these here, there you go. So you can see the difference here. So the green one, the blue one there, and the green one. It's just amazing. So those were a couple of pens that I picked up more recently as well. And then I took a Visconti Pollard Willows. And this is a lovely pen. I think Visconti have actually stopped producing this one now. So if you want a Pollard Willows, you need to get one before they sell out. But again, like each pattern will be slightly different. But I think I got a pretty good pattern here. I'm trying to zoom in a little bit more, and you can see. There you go. Look at that. The greens, the browns, the oranges, the reds. Just a lovely finish. And then I also took my this is a Rembrandt, but it's actually called the Merry-Go-Round. And again, this is one that is very hard to get hold of nowadays, in fountain pen terms anyway. You can still get the ball points and the roller balls, but it's a really nice sort of almost like a vanilla effect, but not necessarily just vanilla. It's very white, yellow, red. It's lovely sort of paint streaks that go through the body. This is just a stunning. When I saw this pen, I just had to get it. It's again like the other Rembrandts and the Van Goghs. It's got a steel nib on it, number 5 nib. But again, very nice, and a lot of people like this. So it's another pen that I tend to take quite often to the pen club meets. So there you go, really. So that's all the pens that I took with me. So there's like 40 pens, and at least 30, I think, were fully inked up. So I just allow people just to play with the pens and do some writing samples, and I think that's the best part of a pen club, is that you can experience pens that you never would normally experience before. So you see, just with these cases back, some very beautiful pens here. So if you have never been to a pen club meet before, check out and see if there's one nearby that you could go to, or even if it's a couple of hours away, see if you can drive or take the train, get a lift from somebody that maybe actually goes to the pen club, and just get to experience it at least once. It may or may not be for you, depending on the actual pen club and the people there, but you never know unless you try it. And it's always good to try something new. And you don't even have to take that many pens with you, or even any pens at all. Just go there and experience it and see if you like it. And if you do, then maybe you'll go back again and again. Maybe you'll meet some new friends there that you can chat to online a lot or in person a lot. Maybe even go to some pen shows together. So, or even trade and sell pens. A lot of people will trade and sell pens at their pen club meets. If you've never been before, give it a try. So that's about it really from me. Just thought I would show you what I took and what a pen club meet can look like. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.